Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ash, and these are the final 3 submissions to the Year-Long Jams January edition. We are in the home stretch. We've given feedback for 12 games. We have played 12 games. We are ready to play the last 3. And among the last 3 are Fabula Requiem, Bonds Beyond Fear, Red Princess, War Within, and the one that I had to install, Xenophylaxis. So, Xenophylaxis is a Kid Tales joint. We're just going to get right into it. Right into it. What do we got? Xenophylaxis. I like your intro a lot. I really like the stars, the planet. We can start the demo, show credits, or quit to desktop. Let's see those credits first. Let's see those credits. We've got MG8, Foundations, 24-bit Azure Studio, CC by 3.0, changes made, Stellar Drift, CC by 0, and Elf Games, don't resell, redistribute, the text and map sound effects. Zoning character design, Starfield and Planet, Stellar Neighborhood map, no AI badge, nice. And the SIL open font license. I like the no AI badge. Start demo. Our memorandum, not going to read all that. Stellar Logistics Directorate, ROS 128B narrowband regression. Love your visual. Love that titling popping up. ROS 128 Soul. Signals analysis division confirms Sentinel protocol activation. Colony failure certainty at 98.71%. Sentinel has activated autonomous zoning unit with orbital insertion vectors for ROS 128B. Apoapsis. Scout and recovery operations engaged. Inbound zone and sensory data has traversed 11 light years. Transmission has been encrypted and pre-routed to Directorate facebanks. Current incident cause remains unknown. Xenobiological containment protocols are live. Excerpts from the Tesla Zonin Mark II Procurement Guide. We're proud to present our most advanced iteration of the Tesla Zon Exo Trooper designed to date. The Zonin Mark II is capable of indefinite periods of autonomous operation within high-risk operational environments. With superior tactical reasoning and adaptive strategies at its disposal, the Zonin Mark II will be your organization's preeminent paramilitary solution. Building on our latest advances in recombinant DNA sequencing and cybernetic designs, the Zonin Mark II can function within environments of extreme energy gradients and pressures. Couple this with state-of-the-art sensory modeling and transmission, you will find the Zonin Mark II is not only an army of one, but your eyes and ears in an ever-expanding universe. That's it? Oh, that's it? It's just the introduction. Oh, I was so amped. I was so pumped to get into the action. I am into this. I am into what the presentation shows here, for sure. That's cool. It really establishes who we are as this character. I'm assuming that's who we are as this character. Naturally, the game could 100% subvert expectations, and it would be like, you thought you were going to play as this character, but you're really going to play as an alien that's having to avoid this character. Xenophylaxis. I don't know if it's possible for you to do a standalone executable, but please do that if you can. If I have to install the next version, that's fine too. Installations are, I don't know if they make people more nervous or less, but no, I don't have any problem with that. That was a cool project. No, don't worry about it if you can't make it an executable and if you have to do an install. That's what we'll do. But wow, nice. Looking forward to that. I have no notes. If that was written by AI, darn. But if you took the time to actually piece that together, or if it's based on existing like technical manual stuff, but you still wrote it, very good job. You should be proud of yourself. That was really top tier. Describing from a corpo standpoint what that product was all about. That was really cool. All right, so now we're going to go into Fabula Requiem Bonds Without Fear, which is a game made in RPG Maker. I'm going to say MZ, I think. Could be MV. A lot of people still use MV. It's hard to tell the difference with the thumbnails, but I think it is MZ. So this would be this right here, and it was submitted by Artifacts Immortuus Studio. And I don't want to get into the itch page information because that's not what this is about. This is about you presenting the information I need through the game itself. So, ooh, I really like your splash screen. That reminds me of old school D&D. Bonds Beyond Fear. Beautiful cast of characters in a beautiful title screen. Here we are in the Receptionists Guild. I happen to really like this style of 2D top-down, even if it's RPG Maker. And I say that because I have a bit of a bias against RPG Maker by default, but I'm always very happy to be surprised and pleased by an RPG Maker product. Don't take that the wrong way. Continue the project in the engine for sure. But there are a lot of different tile sets out there, and I like how this one looks very much. Receptionist with a skeptical look, her voice calm but firm. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. My name is Alara. Nice to meet you. You look young. What brings you here today? Bram says we want to join the guild. We've trained hard and we're ready to take on any challenge that comes our way. Fresh faces are always eager. What are your skills? Are you worthy of this guild? I've been trained as a swordsman in my old town before the war. With a determined look, trying to sound confident, Zavala says, I've studied. I've been practicing magic for years. I can use spells against my enemies. Lufin says, I'm a hunter. I can follow tracks. I can hit targets from a distance, and I've got quick feet. Hilda says with a soft voice, and I've trained to heal and protect. I believe in giving back, helping those in need. So there you go. Let us join the guild, or we're just going to have to go form our own, because we are a swordsman, a hunter, a mage, and a healer. I understand. I'm sorry if I was rude, but I've seen many young adventurers joining this guild and never coming back. Leaning back, considering them all carefully. All right, I'll give you a shot, but know this. The guild isn't some place where you'll find easy jobs. Monsters are dangerous, and sometimes the true enemy isn't what it seems, but I can give you some low-level quest, I guess. We're ready. We'll prove ourselves. Writing something down very well. Your first mission is to clear out the goblins from the cave in the forest. Goblins? Goblins. It should be simple, or so they say. Is it too much for you? We accept your quest. Glancing at them with a smirk. Good. But remember, they're more dangerous than you think. Thank you, we won't let you down. Handing them your badges in a small pouch. Here are your guild badges. You'll need them to identify yourselves as members. And I'm giving you some basic potions to get started. Use them wisely. The rest of your provisions you'll need to find or buy on your own. Nodding. Taking the items. Understood. Thank you. Good luck. You'll need it. Remember, things aren't always as they seem, so stay alert. I'm not expecting miracles on your first mission, but don't make a fool of yourselves. We won't. We'll be careful. I'll be watching. Get going and don't disappoint me. You have found potion X3. Alright, so we have a quest log. Slay the goblins in the woods. The guild has received urgent reports of goblins raiding a nearby village and kidnapping villagers. A rich farmer Italian has requested to help to rescue those captured. Eliminate the goblin threat. The goblins believe hiding the name. Sometimes important that the captives' lives are at risk. Collect goblin ears. And your objective is rescue the kidnapped villagers also. You get 250 CP. Alright. Give me the controls. Please. So this is Fabula Requie. Controls explanation early on. That's my feedback so far. A cultured game player like myself might try to use Wasta to move around, and that doesn't work, so evidently. Next up, we can go in here and talk to people. I'm having a vision. In future updates, you'll meet other adventurers here and unlock a reputation system to access new main and secondary quests. By the gods, I can't remember what I just said. I think I have a headache. What you said didn't make any sense at all, witch lady. You should lie down. And you should probably get drug tested. If they do drug tests at the guild. Lucky, aren't you, getting into the guild? I can see your badges. I've been a soldier since I could hold a wooden sword. King's decree. Same for every boy in the villages. Since you were a child? My childhood, full of beatings when you're too slow. Humiliation if you speak out. Most nights, barely enough bread to stop the hunger. That's awful. Why didn't you leave? Leave and do what? The king's watch is everywhere. My family were farmers, good people, but once King Olaf adopted that cursed Britain system, they were taxed dry. Joining the soldiers was supposed to protect them. It was an honor. Instead, I'll never see them again. And all for a king who doesn't know my name. That's not fair. Fair? Fair is a dream for children. You're starting a new path now, one that might give you a chance to make a difference. Just don't forget what you're fighting for. Thank you for sharing that. That was interesting. You lot, you're young, too young for this life. You'd be better off as shoemakers, blacksmiths, or even waitress in a tavern. Why would you say that? Because this path will break you. Freedom's a gift you're throwing away. Even a slave wouldn't scorn their life so recklessly. We're not reckless. We're adventurers. We chose this life. Chose it, did you? Then tell me, what will you choose when your friends don't come back from a job? When the weight of a blade feels heavier than listening to your bleeding friend screaming at you to kill him? When you look at the faces of dead children, will you still choose this life? We'll face it together. That's why we're here. Of course you do. Brave words. So what then? Should we just sit in some workshop pretending the world isn't falling apart around us? No, girl, I'm not insulting you. I'm giving you advice, not a command. When you see what I've seen, what every soldier has seen, you'll understand why I said it. He's not wrong. Take it or leave it, all of you. Just don't say you weren't warned. We'll prove we can handle it. Prove it to yourselves first. Good luck. That was good. Who's who? Svala is the sorcerer, Hilda is the priest, Lufin's the hunter. Looks like Lufin's the last one. Okay, it's pretty obvious now. Blonde girl with cape, mage. Brunette with cleric-y outfit, healer. And Ronin-looking dude in the back, hunter. He's got a bow. He does have a bow. It only appears on his front-facing sprite. It's pretty cool. Do you guys have a lot to say too? You do not. That's a good thing. We can go in the pub. It doesn't appear as though a lot of people talk here, which is fine. In future builds, I probably won't take the time to talk to those two guards. But I would like to save. You know what? The resolution is pretty small, which I like. I'm wondering if maybe this was before MV. If this was an RPG Maker system before then. Yeah, I don't know. I see the MV logo in the corner. I think it was just a low resolution tile set in UI that was chosen right. I'd like to know. I'm just curious. I'm praying to Goddess Frigg to give birth to a healthy child. We don't want to get any weapons at this point. Let's just go. And these guards don't have anything to say. MV something. What was that? MV... What was that? Curious. Is this a map? MV something first floor. Is that really what this is called? Is this an asset that was taken and some of the UI stuff? Oh, I like that. I like that. They all go through the door, then it shuts behind them. There are a lot of rooms here. Place is oozing with charm. But this is not a goblin cave, so I should probably work on leaving, huh? Well, let's go see what's in that open book real quick. Probably nothing. Yeah, I won't worry about what's in there just yet. MV. Lower floor. Oh, this is... Let's help ourselves to the dungeon food, the jail food, jail cell food. If this was all put together by you, then I'm really impressed and I'm happy to see it. But if it's templated assets just to kind of fill it out, get rid of them. Make your own stuff. I want to see what you make. And kind of looking at it now, it does look like it would be something put together as a demo map, because it's just so fleshed out. This is MV. This entire castle was a tile set, so it was painstakingly put together. So I mean, if that's the case, let me see what your mapping abilities are without all of this. Let me see what your mapping ability... Ah, crap. I don't want to be up here. Let me see what you can make not necessarily on your own, but I also don't want somebody to feel like they can't use these assets as long as the assets are available to use and as long as they're free. This was Scandinavia. Well, that's nice. Also, this has a very Dragon Quest 1 vibe to it, except I've got 4 people. So if it is stock assets, stock maps, give them some little changes. Stay cautious. Goblins should be hunting nearby, and there may be other creatures lurking beyond. I've heard stories about what they do. It's terrifying. Come on, Hild. Maybe you should have thought that before signing up to be an adventurer. Don't let him get to you, Hild. Stick close to me. We've got this. You'd think with someone with such sharp eyes could also see when they're being insufferable. Just keeping the mood lights follow. Try keeping it respectful instead. Alright. We've got stuff. We've got a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff. Oh, God. Okay. So one of the issues that I have, and this is nothing against the developer. This is not against the developer, but it is something that I think a lot of people that use RPG Maker fall into from the very beginning. And there are also some very experienced RPG Maker wielders that continue to do it. Don't give me so many options at the beginning. There's no need for me to have all of this. If this is just a character's sort of a template, this is what they start with, because you're just making the game, you're throwing stuff together really quick, and this character class is in the engine, and you put it in, and it comes with all this, I understand. And so, it's understandable. But I definitely don't want to have access to all of these abilities at level 1. I can't stand that stuff. I need to be able to strategize and learn with what I have and let the game teach me, rather than having to rely on the strategy guide levels of, what do I do? So we're just going to attack the slimes. This is a bit more understandable. The mage only has 4 options. Still, 4 is kind of a lot, and she has something called Meteor. The difficulty will be very, very difficult to scale later on, and you'll have to painstakingly test the crap out of it if you're starting with stuff this complex already at level 1. There are 13 abilities that the cleric type character has. I'm going to give special consideration to the RPG Maker titles and try to provide a little bit more of what I would like to see and what I would not like to see because of the biases that I have against RPG Maker games. And the biases are because of dev traps like that. Make sure you do not start the player out with an overwhelming amount of abilities. I've already got 4 people, and I've got to learn the dynamic that they have, the composition of the party, and how best to use each person in their role, which you would think should come second nature, but you don't want to assume that your audience are seasoned Final Fantasy V veteran players. You should guide them through the experience so that the game is accessible. And if you're going to introduce stuff, introduce it a little at a time. Also, I'm going to leave this fight, and then I'm going to leave this this area, go back in. Okay, the slime is gone. The slime is persistently gone. That's good. That's good. Because it was a long fight, so I think that it was a good choice to make it enemies that... We'll just walk right by you and see what happens. Oh god. That one woke up. Alright, and there's point of contention number 2. If this was set up to be this way purposefully, my meteor spell just took like 36 points of damage and applied it to one of those slimes, 32 to another, and over 100 points of damage to another one. We don't want that. We want things to be balanced, and that would be wildly imbalanced. So, now, what do we have here? We have an Elrond, a Dryad. 320 damage when I did a holy attack on the Dryad. Alright. Oh, we've got somebody poisoned. It matters not. I'm going to go back to town and try to find an inn. Oh, I really like that it's not poison every step, though. That is very nice. Oh god, I woke him up. I can't go back. I can. I I was very worried all of a sudden. You don't have enough money? 100 gold? 100 gold? Oh, I love this. I love this setup very much. This is so nice. But I can't buy anything here because there's no shopkeep. Okay. It's okay, I used my cleric's abilities. We're good to go. Oh, we have goblins going this way. Guess we'll see. Guess we'll see what happens. Alright, I can't shake the feeling that the words of the Guildmaster may come back to bite me despite everything that I've experienced so far. She explicitly said, things aren't always as they seem. Lufin, kneeling, inspecting the marks, flesh. They've been active recently, probably dragging more victims inside. By the gods that smell, how many have they dragged in here? Goblins may be weak individually, but in numbers, we need to move silently. Agreed. Let's make this quick and get out of here. A faint sound echoes deeper in the cave, a guttural growl followed by a chittering laughter. Sounds like they're expecting company. Stay sharp. They'll regret it. Let's move. What are we doing with all of these ears? I guess we got to bring them back to the guild to prove, you know, what we've done. Oh my goodness. Better save. Better save, that's for sure. Hello? Hello? I want to save these people from going into... She's gone. These wounds, they didn't give her a chance. Damn it, we were too late. Are these goblins dead? Look at this place. The goblins didn't just kill her, they made her suffer. They're monsters. How could anyone face this and still come out alive? May the gods guide you to peace. I'm sorry we couldn't save you. Let's keep moving. We owe it to her to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. This isn't just a job anymore, it's personal now. If only we'd been faster. No use dwelling on regrets now. It's so sad. I'm very sorry for her. By the gods, she's alive, but barely. Are they dead, the bloody goblins? Yes, we've dealt with them. You're safe now. Take me to the village. I can't die here. Not like this. These cuts are deep, but none are fatal. Hold on. I'll help you. It was a warrior. Thank you. Don't know if I'll make it, but thank you. We can't leave her here. I'll carry her. What those goblins did here, it is... I never imagined such cruelty. This wasn't just an attack, it was barbaric. Are you sure she'll survive? This is horrifying. My spell should stabilize her, but we need to hurry. I'm not leaving her behind. If there's a chance, we take it. Don't leave me, please. We won't. Let's move. Nothing down here except bones. And I did skip by one branch. I have a feeling there's going to be a grim twist here very soon, very shortly. Hey, we have a treasure chest. $25 of potions and stimulants and a lot of blood. I would ask that the dungeon be tightened up a little bit. I don't know if this is from a dungeon maker or if... a dungeon generator, rather. And I do also think that slightly less story. But you know what? It's fine if this is just the beginning. Oh no, we'll continue. Just as I was complaining about, we actually had the option to continue or skip. So actually, I take that back. Ragna, I need you to focus. Is there anything I should know to treat you? Anything you haven't told us? No, the goblins, they were more focused on the other woman. What happened to her? She was engendering them. I saw her die. I fought them off long enough for you to find me. She's burning her up. We need to cool her down now or we'll lose her. No, I actually do like the way that things are described here and the way that the dialogue flows. Now, so you just keep at it. She's strong. She can fight through this. This is the end of the demo. Thanks for playing. I'll be updating next month and was planning on a gameplay-focused update, better skills, more monsters, and more quests. I speak Spanish, so I'm sorry if something was bad translated. I'll be updating to fix anything. So, a note on that. I would have had no idea if English was your second language because the English in the game is perfect. There are no flaws. Actually, no problems with the English whatsoever. No grammatical errors, no typos. I would almost have thought that it was machine translated, which is fine, you know, as long as it's not AI giving you all the scripts and everything. Feedback. Give me some controls, explanations on the controls. I know them, but for anybody else who's playing who doesn't know. And I wouldn't mind just slightly less dialogue, descriptions, but if not, that's not something you have to follow. That's a preference of mine, but if you need to explore this world and describe it as such, please do so. I'm not turned off by the lengthy conversations. Definitely make sure that the player can't have them again. I didn't talk to the two soldiers outside the guild because I had a feeling that it would start the loop of dialogue over, but maybe that wasn't the case. And also, give me less spells, less abilities. Make sure you really go through those and remove the ones I'm not going to need. In particular, I spammed that entire dungeon using Starlight 1. Every battle was just one move because I was able to use Starlight 1 to clear out all of the goblins. So that's probably not what you intended. I would probably remove Starlight 1, but then it would make it a pretty tough dungeon because we can't go to the inn and spend $100 to heal up. So I don't really know what I would have done if I didn't have Starlight. It would have taken me a long time to get through there. And that I would not have enjoyed. So there's a bit of a balance there. There's a bit of a balance for sure. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and close out of here. And I will keep my save file for this game because I think I'll be able to play it next time. Red Princess, The War Within by Locolo, made in RPG developer Vagin. This is based on an existing universe created by Locolo about the Red Princess and the lore of the Red Princess. The War Within, though, is not a previously released game, although we are going to see some assets reused because they were taken from the existing projects like that tree, which is a very important landmark in the original Red Princess. It's been a long time since I've seen the Red Princess, so I'm very happy to see her return. It would seem my daughter has finally come to see and embrace the nature of our blood and ancestry, a kingdom crushed beneath your heel, and your lust for blood has yet to be sated as the other nations will cry for war after what you have done. And all of this for the sake of a single person. So is this the timeline where she kills her love? Do not harm him. So obedient, carrying out my will without any regret or remorse, harming your precious treasure is the farthest thing from my mind, and it will remain like this, as his fate is entirely in your hand. I am certain that he has spilled out every last word I had conveyed to him, and you shall know that your obedience will be rewarded with the very freedom that you so desire. You shall have my blessing, as I have promised. You mean I... Go, take your reward, and do not forget that this entire future you dream of can be yours. Thank you, Father. How quickly her will has crumbled to dust, formed into a weapon to suit my every whim and need. So he's the Emperor. He's a bad guy. I'm not sure when this takes place. Marin. I don't think that's our guy. I think that's our guy from the previous game, right? Yes. Well, just how did you manage to get out of your cell? You little bastard, you will pay for that. Arg. Oh, she just came up and poked him, and then she blasted the rest to flame. Byzantine captain says, there they are, don't let them escape. Ah. You're awake. Huh? Maggie, this is your room, but how did we get here? I remember everything so vividly. Our escort. Shh, everything's all right. This is Princess Samaragi. She is the Red Princess, the titular Red Princess. And she starts off kind of a victim of her circumstances in the original game. She is basically kept as a tool for her father to wield in his secret desire to be in control of everything behind the scenes. But she turns out to have inherited his bloodlust and his conquest desires. So as soon as she puts down the resistance with the help of this guy who was an assassin trained and sent to kill her, they ended up falling in love. The bloodlust and all that returns, and he gets to see her transform, and it's a pretty cool story. But I don't necessarily want to spoil it, like I have already. They're safe and sound. That's what our soldiers fought for. We're back home after all this time, far away from those who would harm you. The thought of her soldiers sacrificing themselves to ensure your escape caused her stomach to drop, and yet there was still the question. How did we get here all the way? I carried you. What? Your face was pale, and it seemed that Amaragi quickly caught on to that. You were unconscious for days. Without warning, she all but pulled you against her, and into an embrace, burying her head into your neck. How come that you are so prone to attract death at the moment you are out of my sight? The bite that would have undoubtedly been carried with her tone was quickly suppressed when a sob rippled through her body. For a moment, silence reigned as multiple more sobs escaped her, and Amaragi struggled to control her breathing. Alas, you simply wrapped your arms around her back in return, not uttering a word until she slowly but surely regained her breath. It is essentially a visual novel, by the way, with RPG elements, but it wasn't your fault. I want to see a little bit more of a background against the dialogue boxes. The yellow with black outline is very readable, but it's against a background of yellow and red, so it kind of muddles a bit. But I mean, I can still read it without a problem. Most of your wounds seem to... You could just move the rug also. If you just move the rug or change the color of the rug, it'll be fine. Please take a few steps with your WASD keys and walk towards me. Please take it slow. I love that, by the way. Take it slow, she said. We're going to run around. We're going to use shift. You don't know about that, do you? I see you can move freely again. I'm glad. Still, I can see that it's taking a toll on you. Take this. It will make you feel better immediately. To use an item, press escape. Press space to open it. You can drink from the potion I gave you. Full potion. Feeling better? If you don't wish to drink all of it right away, don't rush it. You're already recovering just fine. I'm happy to see you like this again. Alright. So then, might I ask you for a favor? Would you allow me to take you with me to a certain place that I have in mind? All right. You sense a feeling of unease. Of course, I'll be fine, don't worry. All right. This isn't the tree, right? No. Island. We're on an island. That's a lovely moon. Lovely polygonal moon. For a moment, silence reigned. You can't say that again. It really has been a while since we were here, all the way back home. Yeah, we've been through a lot. Aw. Oh, you could have kept it on there longer, or you could have... But it is now in the past. What's in the past? Is this... So, I don't want to spoil the way the game ends, but from a purely... analytical, let's say, standpoint, we have to kill her in the game, in Red Princess. She has to die because Marin can't let her simply continue her conquering in her father's name. So I don't know. Maybe this happens after that fight but we don't kill her. So I wonder if this is an AU or if it's just the canon continuation of what happened. Uh-oh. Okay. So we spend the night on the island. I'm reminded of classic JRPGs, like the ones that didn't make it to the States when they were first released. They had a lot of dialogue, a lot of exposition, a lot of storytelling, and even some character development within all of that in their lengthy intros. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a choice. Lovely landscaping. Love what you've done with the castle. We have the opportunity now to save. So we'll do that. So I can kind of go wherever I want, do whatever I want. Yeah. Nice. Oh, we picked up a mushroom. We can't talk to these loser guards, which is fine. Whoa, there's something going on here at the Capitol. What is going on? Why are there so many people assembled? Thoughts beginning to swirl in your head as Amaraki did not immediately answer. Instead, her back remained faced towards you. And why was her father here? Father, my blessings are given, my precious daughter. You shall begin the ceremony. Thank you, Father. What? Naren, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you any sooner. I know that all of this must be overwhelming for you. Forgive me. But there's something that I must tell you. Something that I cannot simply bear to suppress any longer. I already tried to convey this to you, and I had the chance last night beneath the gaze of the stars, and yet I just couldn't. Is she going to propose marriage? Basically, yes. As their consort, allowing our ancient bloodline to carry on to the future as the next generation would be secured. However, the heir to the throne would not simply just choose the one who they deem suitable. No, this right would have to be earned in a test that would not only test the strength and will of the heir, but of their chosen consort as well. In order to be granted the right to take their hand, the heir would have to defeat their chosen consort in battle. Naren, the moment you entered my life, you have become such a bright ray of sunlight that has always illuminated and warmed me. Oh gosh. So, yeah, we have to fight. And I have to... She has got to beat me up. I think basically that's what's got to happen. Challenge you to a duel for the right to hold your hand in marriage. It's an ancient custom. As my title of Emperor permits, I hereby grant my blessing to the heir. You may begin. You may fight, you may resist, or you may allow me to win without an ounce of resistance. I like that. I will not force you to, but if you feel the same way about me, then face me with everything you have. Why? Allow me to earn this right to make you... Okay, that makes sense. Convoluted JRPG logic. It does make sense, though. Let's go ahead and do Poisonous Blade right away. And now we'll do Ice Shard. The sheer cold reduces the target's agility slightly. Good. And now, we will continue to do it, Ice Shard, just over and over again. We don't have a heal power or anything, so why not? Inner Fire. You just heal yourself. That's lame. Don't do that. You will be poisoned. Or I will lose this battle because I'm supposed to. One or the other. She might have infinite... I don't know if she has infinite MP or not. I now don't have any MP left to use any skills, so we both defend. So it'll be nothing but an all-out battle from here on out. Yeah, there's no way for me to win that. So, what do I have for items, by the way? Anything? Nothing. I wonder if I was supposed to keep her full potion. And if that had any bearing on how this would play out. So, I don't really have any notes other than, I'm not sure where this would go after this fight. Is it going to be something that's contributed to the year-long jam? With intent to continue developing it? I do really enjoy the Red Princess story. I think it was really well done, and it was just a really nice experience. So... romantic. I like a good love story in JRPG form. Nope, she kicked my butt. She took me out. I'm down. Cut him down. I win. You could feel tears falling onto your skin as she all but collapsed on top of you, her arms wrapped around you. To be continued. Thank you for playing. Alright, so... to be continued, that answers that question. If you have not explored the Overland map, you may do so now that you have finished the first story part. I will save, and I will hope that my save file works for the next iteration of the game. Looks like it automatically saved, is that right? Should have automatically saved with that. Well, I guess, maybe. Or unless they're talking about this being the Overland map, which would kind of make sense, really. So, that was nice. That was cool. Alright, so nothing else to do for now. We're just going to go ahead and... what's on the map? Nothing. Save again, for no reason. And that's it. So, Red Princess, War Within, notes. I don't really have any notes for it. I don't have any ways to suggest making it better. I have no feedback to make it better. I hope the save file works for the next one, because something that I've laid out bare is if the save files don't work, I'm not going to play the game over again. And There won't be a presentation. I won't really have any way to judge it because I don't have the time to replay games over and over and over again. So if it's a matter of the game has to be, this sequence of events, you've got to experience it from the beginning. That's not really in my list of intentions with this experience. So please do not do that. If I'm going to be playing a long experience, give me a way to save. And if it happens that your new build doesn't allow the old build's save file to work, then give me a baked save. Give me a preloaded save right in with the project file that I can go ahead and load up. And that, my friends, is it. That is the end. So thanks so much for being a part of the year-long Jam January presentations. I hope that you have commented everything that you would like to see and everything that you'd like to share about what you've seen with the games that were presented here, not just in this video, but in the other ones as well. And look forward to the February Game Jam, which is now, should be open, should be ready to join for people and apply the feedback that they were given and also conform to the new Jam regulations, because everyone is going to have their own focuses and their own things that I would like for you to make sure you pay attention to going into the experience. And you guys as viewers who didn't join, I hope you'll consider joining the next month, because you do not have to have been part of January to join February. You don't have to have been a part of February to join March. You don't have to have been a part of any previous jam to join any given month. You can just start with whatever month you wish in that current month. And that's it. I feel dumb for not having submitted my own entry to my jam, but that just means I'm going to have to make sure it's up to snuff for its February release. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thanks so much. Results will always be on the itch.io page, linked in the description below. And bye for now. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.